For over 50 years, this case sat in silence. No suspects, no arrests, no answers. A family waited. Investigators moved on, and the world slowly forgot. Until one tiny detail buried in an old file changed everything. Not a confession, not a witness, not even new evidence. Just one mistake that no one noticed. Today, we uncover how a mystery that lasted half a century was finally solved, and why the truth was there all along. It was supposed to be an ordinary day. No alarms, no warning signs. There's no reason to believe anything was wrong. He left his home like he always did, spoke to people who knew him, walked into what should have been a normal routine. But he never returned. Hours passed, then days, then weeks. What began as concern turned into fear, and finally into a mystery that would remain unanswered for decades. Police searched nearby streets. Friends retraced his last known steps. Family members clung to hope. But there were no signs of struggle. No witnesses who saw anything suspicious. No clear direction for investigators to follow. He hadn't run away. He had no known enemies. He had plans for the future. And yet, he was gone. In the early days, police did everything they could. They questioned neighbors, checked public transportation, reviewed available records. But every lead ended the same way. Nowhere. No financial activity, no confirmed sightings, no physical evidence. The case didn't explode in the media. It didn't become a national headline. Instead, it faded quietly. Detectives were reassigned, files were boxed up, and the case slowly joined hundreds of others labeled cold. For the family, time moved differently. Birthdays passed without him. Holidays were never the same. Years turned into decades. They were left with only one question. What really happened? Cold cases rarely get second chances. But decades later, one investigator reopened the file. Not because of new evidence, not because of a tip, but because something didn't feel right. He read through old reports, studied timelines, compared witness statements, and then he noticed something small, a timestamp. One document listed the disappearance at one time. Another listed it more than an hour later. At first, it seemed meaningless, just a clerical error, a simple typo. But when he compared it with phone records and movement logs, something didn't match. Someone had claimed to be with him at a time that now appeared impossible. The timeline didn't just feel wrong. It proved something was. The investigator started over. Not from theories, not from assumptions, from facts. He reconstructed every known movement, minute by minute. He compared calls, travel times, statements given years apart, and one story kept falling apart. A person once considered helpful now appeared inconsistent. They had claimed to see him after the disappearance, but the records showed they couldn't have. Their statements changed subtly over time. Not enough to raise suspicion back then, but enough to matter now. What once looked like cooperation, now it looked like control. Police brought the individual in again. This time, the questions were different. How were you here? and there at the same time. At first, they denied everything. But when confronted with the timeline, with the call records, the locations, the documented movements, the story began to crack. Not with shouting, not with anger, with silence. Then hesitation. Then one sentence that changed everything. One mistake. One moment they couldn't explain. And suddenly, 50 years of uncertainty had direction. The full truth didn't come out all at once. It never does. But one thing became clear. The disappearance was not an accident, not a random event, not something that just happened. It had been hidden, buried beneath paperwork, lost in conflicting reports, protected by a detail no one thought to question, a life erased from public memory, not because no one cared, but because the truth was disguised as error. For the family, the answer was devastating, but it was also something they had waited for their entire lives. Closure. Not peace, not relief, but the end of the question. This case was silent for over 50 years. No headlines, no public pressure, no spotlight. Just a family, waiting. It wasn't technology that solved it. It wasn't a confession. It wasn't even new evidence. It was attention. A second look. A question no one thought to ask. Because the truth doesn't disappear with time. It only waits. Every cold case still holds a story. Every forgotten file still holds a name. And sometimes, justice doesn't arrive quickly, but it arrives. Every case leaves a shadow. Every mystery deserves a voice. This is Shadow Case Files.